Let me be extremely honest. The summer movie season has been wildly consistent, shockingly even. As of yesterday, my least favorite film of the summer movie season so far, I could only give a 5. With that said, the other movies are very strong or at the very least entertaining. There has not been a stinker in the fray yet, and I am extremely happy about that. Welcome to The Real Authority. Today I'm talking about M3GAN 2.0, the sequel to the unexpected hit M3GAN. That was an awkward transition. Whatever. There's a bot named Amelia who goes rogue and starts killing people, specifically the people who created her. So now Gemma and Katie have to reboot M3GAN in order to stop her because she's the only person that can. Okay, positives. The acting's really good. I mean, the central four, as in Allison Williams, Violet McGraw, and the two M3GANs, voiced by Jenna Davis and played by Amy Donald, they were all really good. Granted, we saw them in the first movie, so we know they were going to give great performances, and it's no different here. Gerard Johnstone's directing was really good. I thought it was stylish in a lot of places. A lot of that could do with Toby Oliver's beautiful cinematography, but I'm giving credit where credit's due. Also, the practical effects were really good. I thought they were beautiful to look at, and it's always admirable when movies decide to use practical effects, especially in an age where CGI has become key. So it's nice whenever practical effects are used. Some of the action, especially during the climax, was really strong. One scene in particular was the best. It revolves around Gemma and M3GAN, and it was really, unexpected, but also, I actually did like it. One joke made me kind of crack up. I feel bad because that's where the positives end. Before moving on to the negatives, I actually enjoyed the first M3GAN. I thought it was really strong. Like a lot of people beforehand, I didn't really have high expectations when that came out because it's a horror movie releasing in January. Who's hoping for the best here? But surprisingly enough, it turned out to be a really enjoyable plus insightful movie. But more importantly, an entertaining one. It is a horror movie, but more or less takes the form of a drama with horror elements, which I was really happy with. So of course I was going into the sequel with some level of hope, even though that AMC advert at the beginning I just didn't care about, and it kind of felt like the movie trying too much. Which is quite funny, because that's how I can describe M3GAN too. It tries too hard to be everything that it wants to be. But weirdly, none of the ideas that they have, some of them which are really strong, do not coalesce and form what is a really odd sequel, but not one that is entertaining. Which again, I feel bad by saying because the summer movie season has been consistent, but looking at this movie alone, even if it didn't release in the summer movie season, man, the sequel spent 2 years in development and this is what they give us, especially with the same team on board. This is a remarkable disappointment. And I think a lot of that has to do with the convoluted plot. I'm shocked at how convoluted it is because the setup, especially with the trailers, I thought it would be just as simple as that. M3GAN has to be rebooted in order to stop a rogue robot, but it's more convoluted than that. It's not as straightforward as it looks, and I feel that costs the movie extremely. Especially considering the fact that M3GAN doesn't really have much time in the spotlight, at least in her, well, I know she's a Teletubby as she said it for some time, but considering the 2-hour runtime, I thought they would do stuff to, quell that drought, I guess, for lack of a better word, but they don't really do that. They do so many things in here, and they don't connect them in a cohesive manner, or even a satisfying one. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the point is, it just does not work. And it left me absolutely bored. I'm shocked that I was bored with so much going on. But you gotta do it in a consistent manner. This movie feels confused. It has a severe identity crisis that it never resolves. And said convolution also includes some predictable stuff. Now, I myself am okay with generic things being in a movie, but you gotta do it right. You have to do it in a way that makes you come across as understanding to the proceedings. You have to be capable of using these things, though, to make a engaging plot that people want to go on. I don't feel they did that. Also, the villain. I'm not saying Amelia is weak in concept, but the way she is executed, she just feels so hollow. Granted, she's a robot, so I know that, but I never felt the threatening presence of Amelia, not even a secondary villain they introduced in, the final act. It was even weaker than Amelia. I never felt the stakes, I never felt the suspense. I know the first M3GAN movie wasn't really a horror movie, but it also balanced it with pretty insightful commentary on artificial intelligence and its widespread influence. It was interesting commentary on that. But this movie tries to go all over the place. They try to hammer home the point that AI should be regulated. Artificial intelligence shouldn't be all over the place, but we live in a world where it is. And the movie's trying to find a balance with the negatives of AI, with the positives of AI, but it kind of feels like hammering home the point instead of letting it breathe. It kills the momentum of the movie on top of the other issues. such as unnecessary characters. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I heard beforehand Jermaine Clement was in it, so I'm going to talk about his character a bit. He's set up as like one of the most important characters of the film, but he's written off as like a joke. Clement is a very comedic actor, but in terms of what he represents, the stakes are high, and he doesn't come across as important as the plot is trying to make him as. Speaking of which, whenever the movie tries to be serious, they cut it off with humor. And although it worked for the first movie, considering the stakes and the plot at hand, it kills the tone. I guess I'm rambling. The point is, M3GAN 2.0 is an inferior sequel in almost every way. Considering that they got the same team back then that took 2 years, there should have been more focus, because this movie doesn't feel like it is focused. The Accountant 2 had more focus than this. It's tedious, it's very confusing, it lacks in a lot of departments, and even when a good moment comes along, you're usually surrounded and followed up by something that is just dissatisfying. I guess I'm not excited for M3GAN 3.0 if that's what they're doing, which Allison Williams hinted that that's what they might be doing, or that's what she wants. And also, I'm seeing this after Thursday previews. The fact that F1 literally beat this thing in previews is kind of indicative of either the reviews or, I guess, the anticipation that film got in comparison to this. This movie doesn't feel like a summer movie, especially after seeing it. I literally saw F1 a few days ago, and I completely understand why this movie failed in comparison. F1 is incredible. This absolutely pales in comparison. Pales in a lot of ways. This is sequelitis at its most extreme. I feel kind of sad because I had one movie in mind this summer season where I would actually do this. I did not expect M3GAN 2.0 to be the first time I do this on my YouTube channel, but here goes. It does me no pleasure in doing this, but M3GAN 2.0 gets the Real Authority's rejection. 4 out of 10. I'm actually curious about reviews since I actually did it. 58, 6.2. Okay, I get more people are mixed. I don't know. Like, it's not a bad movie, it's just not a really entertaining one. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating, but in terms of the films that I can easily recommend, this is not among one of them. If you're curious, wait until streaming, but I left the theater so dissatisfied. I guess that's it. I don't know. I guess I didn't have that much to say about M3GAN 2.0. Just a really dissatisfying and disappointing film. I don't really know. Let me know what you thought of it. I'm actually curious. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and comment in general if you enjoyed, and check out my other videos either on screen or on my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.